Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Tarot Tuesday here at the Heartful Canvas. If you have never done any tarot, if you're a little bit like, what in the world? Don't worry, I don't really approach tarot in a woo-woo, witchy kind of way. I really like to describe it as like a different way to do a creativity prompt or a journaling prompt or a reflection prompt. It's a way to get a different perspective and just like see where it leads you, what kind of speaks to you, what maybe reminders or that kind of stuff that you get from it. And just like journaling, just like following your own thought journey, we follow it with the tarot card and see what kind of appeals to you, what kind of lessons maybe you can find for something that you're going through right now. So I'm Jessica. The deck that I use is the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. I just think the images are really, really pretty, the artwork, and that's why I go for it. So let's go ahead and pick a card for today. Feeling a little restless. Which one do I want? All right. Ooh. We got the Devil. I don't know if I've ever had this card before. All right, so it looks like a man who's standing. We see basically like his torso up. So he doesn't have a shirt on. He seems to have a tattoo, I think, on his chest that's sort of like a star. It's sort of like some triangles. He has tattoo on his right arm that is a ram skeleton, and there's a chain. He has his hair is just like long and it's going all out everywhere. Black hair. I feel like his eyes are kind of pretty. They're like a bluey green color. Not necessarily what you might think of when you think of devil. And then there's like some yellow sparkle dots kind of in his hair, like light. And then he has, one hand, he kind of has the one arm, he kind of has the hand tucked behind him, it looks like. The other hand he has outstretched to you, reaching for you. But then he has these strings attached to two of his fingers, and they're attached to this person who's wearing a hoodie, has their head down, is holding their head with their hands, like they're, crouching down for protection kind of thing. I don't know how I feel about this card. I just got done saying this is such a pretty deck. And like the imagery is beautiful, but goodness. Talk about being a little uncomfortable on camera. Oh, it's interesting because it's like, is this like kind of trying to challenge what we perceive to be the devil? Obviously, we could go in a whole religious conversation about this. Like my perception of the devil has definitely changed over the last several years. And what you believe about the devil will differ kind of based on your religious beliefs. In general, I feel like the devil's really kind of just like bad, like evil, horrible people. And this obviously it's he doesn't look like that, right? And so is it this idea of like being deceived, being pulled into something that's not true? But it's like, also, if I hadn't seen the title of the card, well, except for it's like he's like got this person like a puppet. Oh man. Part of me, like, like my stomach in knots a little bit. Um, I would really be curious to hear what you're thinking about this. Because I think there are, like going down the deception thing. I think there are times when like we even kind of deceive ourselves. We want to believe something that's not quite true. Like we wish for something so bad that we try to convince ourselves that that's the way it is. Or maybe we want to paint ourselves in a better light than like maybe what reality is, and so then we sort of deceive ourselves. Um, like this hand stretched out, it looks so friendly, and then if it's the devil, obviously you don't want to take it. Um, I'm really really, I guess, kind of upset about this whole puppet thing, the human there. It makes me think of things happening currently in our society, people who are being harmed and hurt and all of that stuff. Um, it makes me want to just like slap his hand and then slap his face. um, ew. If this is your first tarot card, this is a very interesting one to join. I've never been so felt so conflicted and speechless over it. But I really do hope that you look at the imagery and you kind of think about it for yourself. What does this mean to you? Does it is it meaning that like we have to be careful, looks can be deceiving kind of thing, or is this more like redefining what the devil is, or maybe it's like we've been taught that this is the devil and it's not, and we need to learn how to have more compassion and empathy. Except for I don't think that's it's this puppet situation going on down here that's really disgruntling me. I guess I'll just pull out the book because I feel like there's so many different ways I could take it, but I don't know. Okay, let's see what we can find about the devil. I don't even know. Oh, it says 15. Okay. All right. Oh, vices, the grip of addiction, a need for liberation, healthy versus unhealthy sexuality, materialism, the healing found in darkness. Delving into your shadow self, being trapped in your own stories, manipulation, lying to yourself, and temptation. Okay, so I can see that where it's like what I was talking about, like is maybe sometimes we lie to ourselves about what our reality is. Um, and so just kind of being more aware of who we are in the dark side. It's really easy to want to like focus on the positive sides. We all have positive sides. We all have maybe little pieces that are more negative. And maybe it's challenging when people see the dark sides of us and they respond to that, and we maybe get defensive or we feel hurt. But it can be really valuable for us to see that and um, to heal those things, to work on those things, to change those things so that we are a safer, healthier, happier person to be around. Um, yeah, it's really interesting. I don't usually read the shadow side, which is like the idea is that if you pull a card and it's upside down, it's the shadow version versus the light version. I usually only worry about the light version, but for the shadow one here, it's talking about release, freedom from addiction, on the cusp of a breakthrough, liberation, not wanting to see your own role in a negative circumstance, realizing that you are giving your power away, feeling helpless, and breaking the chains. So yeah, I feel like it's a lot of this. Maybe we could even talk about um, like feeling tied down by the expectations of the world, the weight of the world, um, just like societal expectations, things that we feel like we have to do because we see people on the internet doing it, or because other moms are doing it, or that kind of stuff. And that's kind of like the thing that's being like we're the puppet to, like it's kind of controlling us. And so learning to realize we have agency, we can choose what things we give into and what things we don't. Um, we can choose to break away from those things if those are things that aren't the motivators we want them to be. Um, yeah. Okay. So it says the devil reaches out his hand, granting a release from the mundane with promises of earthly and material pleasures. While sometimes this release is healthy and necessary, he hides the fact that he offers everything you can become addicted to, from alcohol, drugs, work, and sex to more nuanced addictions like codependent relationships or how others make you feel. Anything that can entrap you or overtake your life can be harmful in excess. The devil is a nudge to delve into your own shadows. He will bring you there, and then it's up to you to either fall fully into darkness or to work on healing your own relationship with your beautiful heart. Illuminate the things that are vying for your time, your energy, and your love that leave you feeling empty. Remember that addictions don't necessarily look scary and demonic until they do. Seek liberation from the buildings that are keeping you trapped and untether yourself. In darkness, look to fragmented aspects of the self as a source of light. Then the affirmation is in the darkness, I am free to heal everything. Kind of just like the idea that, like, even though we don't want to have the hard experiences, we don't want to deal with the dark, challenging stuff, that those are the things that really help us to grow the most. They kind of give us the most perspective sometimes. They show us the shadow sides of ourselves or of other people, and help us to know how to respond better or change ourselves, things like that. Um, and then yeah, this I think a really good journaling prompt here would be to look at what are the things that maybe I'm doing in excess or I'm in um like it's a possibility that I might start doing them in excess. What are the things that are maybe out of balance or starting to tip out of balance? And like it said, like anything in life, it can become out of balance, and it's really about what feels like it's in balance to you. You know, maybe something like reading for hours and hours a day. Not reading isn't a bad thing, but maybe that's something that's pulling you away from your family, from uh, your your home. Maybe it's something that's like you're using it as an escape to get away from other things, and then like you're kind of losing control of everything else because this has become you know excessive in your life. Um, and but I think also like that it doesn't have to be hours and hours a day. It could be something that like scrolling our phones. Like I know I don't I don't exactly understand the psychology of it yet, but we go to a music lesson class once a week, and I think it's kind of like the ADHD fidgety kind of thing. But I find so many times during that class, like there's like downtime kind of while like we're changing out instruments or something. I'm just like a little bored, and so like I'll pull out my phone and I'll be like, I want to like check my messages or something like that. Um, and I recognize that it's not the most healthy thing. It's like, why I don't need to be doing this. This isn't helpful right now. So just things like that, maybe where it's like, I don't necessarily love framing it as the devil, but just being mindful of the things that are pulling us away from the vibrant life that we want to be living, the life where we are full and present and abundant and happy and showing up as ourselves. We're taking care of ourselves. We're taking care of the people around us. We have the boundaries. We have that balance. So where are the things that are keeping us from that? So that's what I would explore with that. If that resonates with you, go ahead. If not, that's fine too. And I would be super, super, super curious to hear your thoughts on this. Um, if you're on Substack, you can go ahead and comment and let me know. Yeah, and if you're a tarot person, I also want to know your thoughts on the devil. I'm very intrigued now. I don't love that I recorded this I mean, like the beginning, it was very uncomfortable, but and I'm hoping I don't lose everybody at the beginning. But anyway, thank you again for joining me for another week of Tarot Tuesday. go ahead and pull out your notebook and journal a little bit more, pull out your notes app, or just sit and think about it for a bit and see where your thought journey brings you and what kind of comes up for you, what kind of things maybe would be helpful to implement or a little piece of encouragement for yourself. All right, I will see you again next week. Bye bye.